What's good, YouTube? Get your analysis playground t-shirts on my Facebook page. Message me. You can get any color shirt, any color logo that you want. All you doing is customizing the logo on a shirt, whether you want it black or white, red and white, or even just a black and red like this t-shirt. But you can also change the color of the shirt. And let me know if you want one. Message me on Facebook and I can get one sent out to you. Bye. We're gonna talk about Bradley Beal. This is gonna be a little surprise for you guys, but he's a guy that's been continually evolving and getting better every season and getting healthier. That was his biggest weakness, but he's able to stay healthy the last 2 years and had his best seasons, mainly because he came in as a shooter, as a guy that can give you volume shots and good three-point shooting. But as you see, he still has become even better at threes and has good balance on his threes. He gets good rhythm, good rotations. He stays consistent. As you see, he's consistently shooting the same shot the same way. And that's why he's been able to shoot over 36% of his threes for his whole career because of that consistent form, that consistent balance, and then also being patient and not rushing or trying to do too much and, staying patient. And I like his shots, whether it's coming in transition or even just, coming from the corner three like you see here, or just feeding off of John Wall through a kick out or his other teammates, whether it be Gortat at the time, Otto Porter, or sometimes even people that comes off the bench like Ty Lawson or Brendan Jennings. He's always focused on having the same release no matter what situation he's in, and that's what's going to continue to have him shooting a high percentage. And another thing is his mid-range scoring. He's a guy that can break it down off the defense. He usually just came off screens, and he usually just tried like they're just trying to do the simple plays. But he's became so much of a better ball handler, and he can now create a shot off the dribble consistently. Never said he never could do it, but this is something that he really put a lot of work in. Finding ways to create space, finding ways to keep his dribble alive, and finding ways to score besides coming off screens and pin downs. And one of the best things that he's been able to do is get those step back jumpers, get the spin move jumpers, or even just a pull up jumper like here when they sag off of him. These little small additions made him a well balanced scorer and a lot more unpredictable because you really don't know what he's going to do because he can pull up at any time and you respect him as a shooter. But at the same time, he has more moves and more ways to score it, so you don't really know what he's going to do, kind of put you in a pick your poison situation. And that's what helped him become a more versatile and more efficient scorer, having those moves and taking advantage of the easy opportunities, but also finishing in the paint. And that's another thing that he really wasn't great at as he was a rookie and as he came out of college and high school. He has really worked on his finishing and just the ability to get to the rim. That's something that he's more smart. He's not really the most explosive and dynamic athlete like his teammate John Wall, but he keeps his dribble alive. He stays focused, and he can contort his body too now. He's not the tallest and longest and the lankiest shooting guard, but he's using his IQ and he's just being patient when he's getting to the basket, just making the simple finishes, making the simple plays, and just, getting there and getting the right angle, getting there and getting the right balance off the feet, off the scoop, off the quartation. I just like it. Bradley Beal has become way more mature and he's way more well balanced. Like I said, he never been the fastest and strongest guy. You can see that in his game, but his IQ and his knowledge of the game made him a lot better. The thing that he improved the most that made him more of an all-around player, not just a scorer, not just a finisher, was his playmaking. He averaged a career-high 4.5 assists a game, especially when John Wall went down. He showed his ability of making his teammates better, and that's something that we never seen from him even in college, was the ability to find an open man and help create shots. And he's been able to collapse defenses like you see here, but he's also patient. He's not forcing it. He's not trying too hard. He's not trying to do too much. He's just trying to create offense by doing a simple play, whether it's just kicking it out, whether it's just reading the defense or running the play, or just making an extra pass like you see right here. Bradley Beal just perfected those little small things in his game, and that really has helped him elevate into an all-star player. But his playmaking ability is something that a lot of people never seen coming, and as the years
Yeah, so
went
here's my
past, he
final
continued to
thoughts
get
about
better at
Bradley
it.
Beal.
As you follow the channel, I've been supporting Bradley Beal for years. I'm not just a guy that just seen him have a good season and now I'm a fan. Now I'm happy for him. Now I'm rooting for him. I've been a fan of Bradley Beal for a mighty long time. If you follow this channel, and I've been advocating for him to be an all-star many seasons ago, and it's glad to see him finally get to that level. But the thing that's crazy about Bradley Beal is that he's only 25 years old. The guy has an old man game, a patient game, a smart game, and a game that has continued to evolve. When he came into the league, like I said, he was known as just a shooter. The guy, he can shoot the ball. He can come off screens. He can come off thin. Now he can shoot the three. The game is going in that direction, and he fits right with John Wall because he can shoot the ball. But one thing about Bradley Beal is now he's becoming more of a complete, well-rounded, all-around player. Rather is getting to the free throw line a lot more than he usually do because now he's handling the ball more. He's creating more shots, opportunities for himself and his teammates. But if you look at those type of numbers, he went from getting five free throws a game to now he's getting 4 free throws a game, and he's still shooting it around 80%. That's a big difference when you're trying to be a scorer. You got to find ways to get points and creating shots. You know, whether it's coming off a screen or handling the ball or in transition. The goal is to score the basketball, and for him to be more dynamic and more utilized because he has evolved his game. Getting to the free throw line is something that shooters usually never do because the only reason why they get fouled is if they get fouled on the jump shot. Now he's creating a shot, handling the ball, initiating the contact, blowing past guys, reading the defense, making the right plays. And I like the fact that he's able to get to the free throw line more than ever. Yes, his shot attempts has gone up, but it also shows you that he's more aggressive and he has more weapons in his repertoire when it comes to scoring the basketball. Another thing is his playmaking. That's something that we all starting to realize, that you can now put the ball in Bradley Beal's hand. He can create the offense. You can run the offense through a guy like Bradley Beal, and that's something that we never seen in college enough to see that it will become a skill set. And now it's something that he's great at. Now, is he's the best passer? Is he going to get you 20 assists? Maybe not, but he had games where he can get you 8 to 9 to 10 to 6 assists, and the average 4 assists is a lot for a shooting guard, especially when you consider that he plays with another good, one of the best playmakers in the game in John Wall, and that makes them even more dynamic as a team because not only can Bradley Beal create his own shot, but so can John Wall, but they can also handle the ball and get to where they want on the court. And I think that's one thing that made the Wizards a lot better is the evolution and the growing of Bradley Beal, and the fact that he's still 25 shows you that he's not in his prime, but he has made significant improvements, whether it's even staying healthy or adding more to his game when the offensive things, like I said in the beginning of the video with the clips, or even if it's getting to the free throw line, even if it's become a playmaker. But with the playmaker, he still got to get used to it. He has a lot of turnovers, but even his teammate John Wall, even though he's one of the best playmakers, he still is a high turnover guy too. So that's something that he still has to figure out. But this is more of a new role for him anyway, so he's not going to learn it overnight. And even if he does, it's going to have some growing pains. And I'm not saying that John Wall needs to go, but having another guy that can play making and have the ball in his hands and create offense, whether it's John Wall on the court or on the court with him, that just makes them even harder to guard and more dynamic, and it adds another element to their game and what they can do offensively when you have those type of guys. And the fact that they added in Austin Rivers and Dwight Howard, two other guys that play well on or off the ball. I'm not saying Dwight Howard is a playmaker, but he is a guy that can draw attention, whether he's have the ball, making the pass, get set in the screen, and then Austin Rivers able to handle the ball and create his own shot. That does add more, variety to this team and a lot more excitement because now they can do a lot more things and they're more versatile um, nowadays. And that was the one thing that was good about John Wall going down. It was a blessing in disguise because it was able to show how more and how better Bradley Beal has become. And even though he is still young, it shows you that he has not gave up on getting better. He has not became complacent. He's still hungry and he still wants more knowledge and he still wants to push himself. And like I said, they could have gave him all-star appearances a couple years ago, but if you look at the numbers, he has continually got better. And he has got more healthier, and now you're starting to see that he's one of the better players in the league. Yes, he's not an All NBA player just yet, but he is one of the better players in the NBA. He moved up from top 100 to top 50 to now, to me, he's in that top 30 players right now. And it ain't the biggest name, it ain't the quickest way, but he has that steady improvement, and I like it. Now, yes, his efficiency went down, but it gets harder when you don't have that guy, and that's why it's good to have a guy like John Wall always on the court with you, because he takes pressure and he takes attention off of you because he's great. And you start seeing him get less efficient when he didn't have help. Even when John Wall went down a couple years ago, he had to hit all the game winners. He had to create all the shots. Everything was tough because he was the only guy that they was really focused on stopping, and it makes it even harder. And that's why you need a guy like John Wall. Yeah, they went on a win streak. Yeah, they played better. The ball was moving more, but Bradley Beal had to try more, do more, because he didn't have the help, or he didn't have another guy out there that can, make him better, make his job easier. And when John Wall came back, yeah, he wasn't the same because he had the knee surgery and he wasn't fully healthy, but they were just a lot better and they looked a lot better having another guy of John Wall caliber on the team. So yeah, he's getting paid. Yes, he's about to go into that super max, and yes, they don't have that much wiggle room, but I'd rather have John Wall on my roster than not, and I'd rather have him alongside me than not having him alongside me anyway. So another thing defensively, that's something that he has to continue to put more effort into. But I've seen him become a better defender. He's staying more with his man. He's trying to fight through more screens. He's more physical now. He's not the little skinny kid that was 180, 170. He's 270 pounds, and he has muscle and he has a strong build. So he is more physical. He can take more contact, and his body is way more developed than it was when he came into the league. And he's about where you want to be at his size. At 6'5", he's 207 pounds, and he's at a healthy weight for his size. And that's good because when he came in, he was only a teenager, damn near 18 years old. So at the end of the day, that's a long way from 25. Now he's getting closer to 30 than he is to 20, and I am too. So it is funny, but one thing I say is Bradley Beal. I like it. I've been advocating that he's going to be one of the better players. He has become one of the top shooting guards in the league. He has starting to build up a brand. He's starting to build up his name, and I want to see what he's going to add to his game this year. Is he going to become more offensive minded? Is he going to become more aggressive? Because he was more passive and he played off the ball more. He was more of a complimentary player, more of a role player. Now he's becoming one of the better players in general, with the passing, with the scoring, with the handling, with the ability to snipe from three, on or off the ball. He has become one of the better players, and he's starting to build up a name for himself, and he's starting up to build a brand for himself because he's consistently putting in the work, and he's consistently adding to his game. And now coming in this year, a lot of people have him in that top 5, top 6, 7 shooting guards in the world. But the fact that he's 25 and he continues to improve, he has a chance to try to, pass up these other players coming into this season. He's an all-star now. Now what he has to do is get on that all-NBA team and consistently start getting better, not getting complacent, and stay consistent when it comes to success. Because if you want to make it to the Hall of Fame, you got to get these accolades. You have to get these all-star game appearances. You have to start getting other things to build up your resume, and that's the next thing for him to do. Yes, he has been a great team player. Yes, he has continued to develop and improve, but now it's that time to become one of the elite players, become one of the better players, and get ready to gear to the Hall of Fame. It's been a long build up, and he's finally arrived, and people felt like he was going to be a good player in general, but he has become way more smarter, way more wiser, way more, keen. And I like the fact that I was able to see this growth as a fan of his from day one, and to see where he's at now at 25, and to see him more healthy, and seeing the impact that he can make, and seeing the dynamicness of him on the offensive end, and just seeing that he just got to add a little bit more to his game to take his game over the top to where he's one of the top 15, top 10 players in the league. Now, John Wall been stuck in that range, and now Bradley Beal is starting to get up to that level. But at the same time, he has played well with John Wall, and they have been one of the better duos in the league, one of the better backcourts in the league. And, for them to win 50 games and get to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's a goal that they should want to have together. And if he's able to put up that type of season and have that type of success, he's going to get to that all NBA third team at least if he can continue to improve the way he has been doing and having a team success. Hey, that's all he really needs to do now. And I think they have that talent this year, adding a better bench, adding a better starting center, having the chemistry, having John Wall more healthy coming out of the gate. That should actually help them in general have a better record. And possibly when you look at Toronto, when you look at Boston, when you look at Philly, when I look at this roster, I see them right there with those teams in that top five. And if anything can happen in the playoff series, anything can happen during the regular season. And right now, they have one of the better rosters in the Eastern Conference, and they have one of the better duos, and they have two All-Stars on this roster, which is Bradley Beal and John Wall, and they have great complementary players like Dwight Howard, like Austin Rivers, like Kelly Oubre, and obviously Otto Porter Jr., who complements them by giving them length, size, and a guy that can play defense. Not only that, a guy that can snipe the three at an efficient, level, above average level, and that complements John Wall, and that complements Bradley Beal, giving them floor space and then giving them outs, whether it's a lob to Dwight Howard or a kick out to Otto Porter. They fit what they're trying to do. So let me know what you guys think about Bradley Beal. Do you think he can be an all-star again? Do you think he's overrated? Do you think he's underrated? Do you think he's destined for a superstardom? Do you think this will be a breakout year for him and then he can finally move into that elite class of players? Or do you think he will always just be under John Wall and always be, just above average role player, a star, not an all-star, not a superstar, just a star? Do you think he'd just be that, or do you think he's just an all-star and he'll never be a superstar? Let me know what you guys think about Bradley Beal's future. Let me know what you think about the Washington Wizards, and let me know where you think he can finally go as he's getting closer to his prime. He's getting better. He's adding to his game. He's becoming more complete. He's becoming a better scorer and have more variety of scoring moves and starting to put it all together. Do you think these next 3 to 4 years, when he's entering his prime, he can finally hit that superstardom that we all been waiting for him to get to? Or do you think that, hey, all-star is his peak and that's as far as you think he can go? And some people already was wrong about that because they didn't even have him as an all-star. They had him more of a 16, 17-point scorer, and he has been able to pass and eclipse that. If you want a t-shirt, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. I can get you any color shirt and any color logo on the shirt. The logos is already on my Facebook page. Pick the logo that you want. I can change the color of the logo, and I can change the color of the shirt. And thanks for supporting me by subscribing, liking my videos, and also liking on Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate it. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think about Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards in the future. And do you think they can be contenders also?